Yo guys, Haku here, coming at you with a little bit something different today. This just probably going to be pretty short. This is more just like no notes, an opinion piece, a rant, almost sort of. I'm just going to give my thoughts on the sort of hashtag support the Gore thing going around with The Walking Dead right now. Because recently, Ronny Haze at Make a Path Presents made a video about it, and like, I don't know, it inspired me to give my thoughts as well, I suppose. Typically, I try to avoid any topic that I've seen anybody else talk about on YouTube for The Walking Dead for a while, unless it's like news. I try to avoid topics that people are doing at the time or find topics they haven't done. But for this one, I'm hopping straight on the bandwagon because I feel like this is something that I have a bit of thoughts to contribute to. Just something that bothers me as well, and will, if what Gale Anne Hurd has supposedly been saying or whatever about them toning down some of the violence and gore, if that is true, then that is certainly going to affect my enjoyment of the series, the TV show at least, rather. So yeah, I just really thought that we were past this part in history. I feel like we're past the part where these middle-aged housewives take Dee Snider to court because Twisted Sister rocks too hard. I thought we were past that, but no, we're still there. There's still people complaining, and beyond the issue of them complaining, there are always going to be people complaining, is the fact that the show and the people running it are potentially giving in to that. That is what is not really scary, per se, but that is what's worrying, at least. And what I mean by that is that these people who are complaining, who say, oh, it's too much for children, oh, it's too violent, these are people who, even if the violence is toned down, they're not going to let their children watch The Walking Dead. They're not going to tune in just, like, it'd be different if it was maybe season 1 or 2 and they're like, okay, we can tone back the violence, see if we can reach out to a broader audience. But this is season 7. 7 seasons in. If somebody has not been watching because it's too gory or whatever, they are not going to start watching now. And as an extension of that, they're not going to be buying your merchandise or everything. So appealing to them, I feel, is going to get The Walking Dead no more viewers than it already has. But toning down the gore can also hurt the story, and when it hurts the story, that's going to hurt the fans who have supported it for a long time, who are very, very much in the community of it, of the fandom or whatever you would like to call it, that it will affect them negatively and may lead them to lose some interest in the show. So in the end, I don't see where this isn't more of a bad business decision. And what I mean by, I keep saying what I mean by, but I suppose, yeah, what I mean by it potentially hurting them and hurting the story is, when talking about this subject, the big thing there is realism. Now then, do I go out and seek out these shows where people are getting torn apart and everything? No, I'm not. I don't have a gore fetish or anything. I'm not into seeing people be torn apart. But when I watch a show or a movie or play a video game where somebody gets shot, I don't want them to just cut the camera and have the person fall down with no visible wound. That's not realistic. That moment takes you out of the show and reminds you, oh yeah, this isn't real. It ruins the immersion of it, the realism. And that's especially true for a show like The Walking Dead, where we have friggin' rotting corpses walking around. That's definitely bound to leave a bit of a mess. Especially when you're shooting them in the head as well. Another issue is that we've seen it already with the Darrell killing Fat Joey scene. A lot of people have talked about that already as well. And the reason that it was weaker than it could have been. Now, I as a fan who've been watching as well, I got the connections. Oh, he's beating him to death like he caused Glenn to be beaten to death by Negan inadvertently. So I saw the parallels there, but the scene was not that strong, was not that shocking. If they had shown the full gore, him just beating his head in, and really had it look so well juxtaposed, I suppose, against Negan's killing of Glenn, it would have been so much more powerful, because it would have showed Darrell trying to fight that side that's inside all of us. He is trying to not be like Negan, but he's doing something very Negan-like. So the scene would have been a lot more powerful with the gore, but without it just cutting away, not even seeing the dead body really. We saw the body, but we didn't see the head. It was obscured by like the tire of a truck or something. I feel like it weakened the scene, for sure. And just more about this, I feel like another issue is that if you're complaining about your kids watching The Walking Dead, don't let your kids watch The Walking Dead. Know what they can handle. I was one of those kids. I will admit that I was like, I don't know, I don't think there was any time when I wasn't allowed to watch PG-13 movies, and then I was probably watching rated R movies by the time I was 11 or 12. But I also knew people in high school and just getting out of high school, at least a kid or two that was probably like 18, 19 and couldn't handle R-rated or horror movies. So what I do with them, we watched comedies or something else, or a light adventure movie or something. That is what you do. You don't say, tone down this show because I want to see it. You say, I'll see something else. Especially if it's your kids, just know what your kids can handle. And I would say, rule of thumb, if they're under like 11 or 12, you probably should not be letting them watch The Walking Dead. It's a show that is, as a whole, fully honest from the very beginning that you are going to be watching walking corpses being killed. So that is something that should alert you in your head right there. Okay, not suitable for most children. So, overall, I guess, is that all of my thoughts on this? I guess it might be. I'll probably think of something I missed later on, maybe throw it in another video or something. But I want to keep this sort of brief, so I believe I may end it here, unless I think of something else that I'm not recalling at present. Nope, so I guess let's just hope that they will listen to fans. Let's hope that they will realize maybe the numbers won't come back the way they want them to, and they'll be like, okay, cutting back gore, not a good idea, because the reasons I said. It hurts the realism, it makes it less exciting and enjoyable for fans that are already there, and for fans that weren't there, the people complaining, they're not going to be actively watching and supporting the show, even if you do tone down the gore. There's not going to be any help done there. But either way, I suppose that's it for this video. Like if you did like it, and comment down there to give your thoughts on this subject, and I guess what you thought about my thoughts as well. Of course I can be wrong, or you can have differing opinions. Subscribe as well for more The Walking Dead, both comics and TV show. I have a second TV show video this week. I'm probably posting it the day before this one, even though I'm recording this one first. So, yeah, that'll probably be this Tuesday. So go and look back, you'll probably see that. It's about the 8 new promo images that Entertainment Weekly put out. And, yeah, of course, we're going to have live reactions and reviews for the 2 new comic issues next month, which I'm really, really excited about, having 2 issues. Yeah, so gonna stop talking about that so much. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.